What other successes do you think are out there for companies and people?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. In that a lot of the time when we go and work for a new company, we join because we're excited about what they're doing. Now, sometimes you just need a job, right? But a lot of the time, if you're at a point where you're established in your career, you join to do interesting things. Is that thing as interesting 8 years later when you've been slogging it out and dealing with all the politics and that kind of stuff? Usually not. So I think, yeah, being able to move more freely between different projects, not for everybody, but for some people could be a really positive thing. I think as well, we touched on it earlier. I think there are ways in which technology and AI in particular can free up a lot of your time. And so that could mean several things. So it could mean you just do more stuff. You're more productive. You're running 4 companies, or you're doing freelance work for 5 or 6 different people. Or it could mean you can spend a bit more time with your family. You can spend more time, if you love mountain climbing, you can spend more time doing that. If you are really everyone's into paddle now, right? If you're really into paddle, you can spend more time playing paddle. And find ways to sort of generate income while you sleep. Because it used to be that the big advantage for people who owned land originally, but then enterprises and factories and things like that, was they were able to employ people to do work for them that multiplied their ability to produce output, right? So like Bill Gates, when he ran Microsoft and had 40,000 people working for him, didn't have 24 hours in a day. Bill Gates had, if you multiply it out, he had, whatever it is, 320,000 hours in a day. Now you can achieve a lot more with that than you can with just 24. So you can think of technology like that. You can multiply your ability to impact what you do. And it's not just about work, it's about everything, right? So, I know people who've used tools like Replit, which builds simple applications to sort of set up a pocket money tracker for their kids. So like it assigns value to certain tasks, and then at the end of the week, the kids log on and they say which task they've done, and the parent approves it, and it transfers that money to their bank account, and that kind of. You can do stuff with your family as well. So I think that could be a positive impact too. I think there are problems that we face as a society as well that currently we don't have the capability to solve. So, diseases that we still haven't cured, the emissions crisis, the climate crisis. Some of these big problems are kind of beyond our ability to process cognitively. I was speaking to someone recently who runs or is involved in the executive team of a company that are using machine learning to generate new drug targets. And he's been in drug development for his whole career, for 30 years. And essentially what he was talking about was that the structure of these drug targets is so complex that it's actually when you get past a certain point, it's beyond our cognitive ability to recognize the patterns in it. But machine learning tools have a greater cognitive capacity, although it's not cognitive, right? But they have a greater capacity to recognize patterns. So what we're doing by using those tools is actually extending our cognitive capacity in the same way that the plow extended our capacity to plow a field, and in the same way that the engine increased our capacity to travel, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be able to apply that to problems that we're not physiologically able to solve at the moment. So I think that's all the positive stuff. I think as well, there are potential downsides, and I think that we have to be, I'm an optimist about this stuff, but I think we have to be aware that there are going to be challenges ahead, and it is going to be really disruptive as well.